Hello students, a very good morning to all. I hope that you all are fit and fine at your home. Students, today I am starting history lesson 1, when, where and how. I think that you have remembered that in class 6 we have studied about the ancient period. In ancient period, in last class we have studied in ancient period prehistory, history of early human civilization, Neolithic age and the beginning of agriculture, birth of civilization and cities, Jainism and Buddhism, the kingdoms in South India and many more. But now this year we are going to study about the medieval period and which will be very different from what we studied last year. This medieval period covers 700 CE to 1800 CE, a period of about 1100 years. In this, we will go to study about new people, new culture and new political systems. Yes, during the medieval period, different groups of people came to India and brought with them different cultures. The ancient period India had trade relation with Arabia and Arabs who came to India as a traders and they settled here and their culture also we adapted, the people of India adapted their cultures also. Now two great densities. We will going to study in this chapter about the rise and fall of the two great densities, the Delhi Sultanate and the Mughals. Although all through this period there was a fusion of new and existing traditions which is evident today also. As you know that there are some foods, there are some clothes, there are many things, landscape gardening or architecture masterpiece that we see in the past and they are continuing in our future also. This just you can see that I am giving you some example. Parathas, gulab jamun, these are food. Okay, salwar kameez, kurta pajama, Taj Mahal, Gulmarg, these are all the things that are in the past. But these things we can see in our future also and they are continuing our future. Trade and commerce, the growth of trade and commerce, we will also go to study this also in this chapter. That how trade and commerce take the development, they developed here. Hampi and Muslipatnam, these two cities also developed this time. Religious development, new philosophers, new philosophies, movements such as Bhakti, Sufism, Sikhism, okay, will also be the area of our study in this chapter. There were the different languages, Gujarati, Marathi, Kannada, Bengali, that developed in different regions and flourished. We will go to study this also and there are many regional kingdoms also. We will going to study all this in this our chapter or you can say that this year. Now next topic is changing names of the land. Yes, we know that in our history our land India was known by the different names and during different periods of history. Okay, according as the time passed on, the names also changed of India. In Vedic period, the tracts land between the Vindhyas and the Himalaya, it was known as Aryavarta or you can say that land of the Aryans. Then during the era of the Purans, the subcontinent was called the Bharatvarsham. After that, the Parsian, the period referred to as Hind or Hindustan. And this Hind is a Persian word. Okay. Now, Bharat, in Sanskrit literature, the country is called Bharat. And last and final, Indian constitution uses both India and Bharat to describe our country, India. Now sources of history. There are many sources of our history. They are literary sources, archaeological sources, or oral history. Now first we will going to study about the literary sources. They are the written accounts from the past. And a variety of literary sources are available to study the period from 700 to 1800 CE. We can study many books of the past from this period. Now court chronicles. What are the court chronicles? There were many authors who wrote chronicles about the life and activities of various rulers and densities during the medieval times. The people who write about their life and activities, about whose life? About the rulers. उनकी राजा के बारे में, राजा के किंगडम के बारे में जो किताब लिखते थे वो कोर्ट क्रॉनिकल्स कहलाते थे. They were known as court chronicles. Memoirs and autobiographies. Memoirs and life stories written by the rulers themselves are important source of information for this period. The story of person's life written by that person is known as memoir, and autobiography expresses the first person point of view and uses the pronoun I. In autobiography includes all the most of the significant experiences of the subject's life, whereas in memoir typically focuses on one or more particular incidents or people who have been important to the memoirist. Now accounts of traveller. As you all know that students, many foreign travelers and scholars visited India during the medieval period. These travelers sometimes also visited the courts of the king. They noticed all the things and they have left behind detailed accounts on their experience in India. Traveler's account is important in the study of history because they will tell the exact truth which happened in the past and will not tell any lie about any famous person or ruler, since they were not permanent subject of the concerned king or empire of any area. Secondly, they will take each and every major and minor detail to tell the kings about the lifestyle of the people of the places they visited. What they do? The foreigners came to India, they travel each and every place, they live there in a kingdom. They notice how the king is living, how the people are living there, and they write the book. It is said that they will not tell a lie because they are not from here and they have to go again. So they will write in their book a truth only. There were many famous foreign travelers who came to India. Some well-known foreign travelers were in the medieval: Ibn Battuta, Marco Niccolo Conti, Italy, Abdul Razak. Okay, there are many foreigner travelers who came to India. Now regional literature. There were many poems, stories, dramas who helped to reconstruct the life and time of the age, and this comes in the regional literature. This period saw a profusion of the literature in regional languages such as Tamil, Telugu, Punjabi. They are written in their regional language only, so they are known as a regional literature. Now next, religious literature. As you know from word only, religious, dharmic. So related to the books related to the religion comes in the religious literature. Religious literature contain those books which contain information about a particular religion, its principles. Example is Quran of Muslim, Gita of Hindus, Bible of Christians. Okay, and in religious literature during that period, Bhakti and Sufi movements become popular. So there were lot of poetry written by Bhakti and Sufi saints which reflect the times that lived in. Even the Ramayana and the Mahabharata were also translated into the regional languages during this period only. Calligraphy. Many of the handwritten manuscripts in the medieval period were stylishly written, and this is beautifully decorated, and this kind of decorative writing is known as calligraphy. Or you can say that the art of producing beautiful writing with a special pen or brush is known as calligraphy. Okay students, so today we have done topics with new topics. Our just example, continuity and change, changing names of the land, sources of history, literary sources, court chronicles, memoirs and autobiographies, accounts of travelers, regional literature, religious literature and calligraphy. If you have any problem in these topics, then I am telling you again that you can call me or WhatsApp me and write your topic there so that I make you clear of that topic. Okay students? Clear all of you? Thank you.